The Price of Seduction. In a small, quaint town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, the local cinema had always been a place of magic and wonder. However, there was one film that was said to hold more than just the power to entertain. It was called 𝙐𝙡𝙧𝙖, a film so rare and enigmatic that it had become the stuff of local legend. One rainy evening, Clara, a young woman with an insatiable curiosity, decided to visit the cinema. She had heard whispers about the film but had always dismissed them as mere folklore. Yet, the more she heard, the more intrigued she became. That night, the cinema was hosting a special screening of 𝙐𝙡𝙧𝙖 𝘾𝙞𝙣𝙚 Dublado Completo Filme de Suspense GRÁTIS. The rain pounded against the windows as Clara entered the dimly lit theater. She was one of the few attendees, the sparse audience giving the place an eerie, deserted feel. She took her seat, her heart pounding with anticipation. As the lights dimmed and the screen flickered to life, an unsettling chill crept up her spine. The film opened with a beautiful woman named Isabella, who lived in a grand, yet foreboding mansion. Isabella was known for her captivating beauty and enchanting presence, but she harbored a dark secret. Desperate to maintain her youth and allure, she had made a pact with a demonic entity. In exchange for eternal beauty, she had to seduce and sacrifice unsuspecting victims to the entity. As the film progressed, Clara found herself entranced by Isabella's story. The cinematography was mesmerizing, drawing her deeper into the narrative. However, there was something unsettlingly real about the film. The screams of the victims, the chilling whispers of the demon, and the haunting music seemed to echo in the theater, creating an atmosphere thick with dread. Clara's fascination turned to fear as she noticed something strange. The faces of the victims in the film seemed familiar. She recognized them as people from her own town, some of whom had gone missing under mysterious circumstances. Panic set in as she realized that the film was more than just a work of fiction. It was a document of real events, and Isabella's curse was not confined to the screen. Determined to uncover the truth, Clara delved into the history of the film and its origins. She discovered that 𝙐𝙡𝙧𝙖 was created by a filmmaker named Victor Moreau, who had mysteriously vanished after completing the film. According to local lore, Moreau had been obsessed with the occult and had used forbidden rituals to summon a demon to grant him the power to create the ultimate cinematic masterpiece. The price for this power was his soul, and the souls of those who watched the film. As Clara dug deeper, she learned that the film was cursed. Those who watched it were marked by the demon and became part of the sinister game, their fates intertwined with Isabella's. The more she uncovered, the more she felt the demon's presence looming over her, its dark influence seeping into her life. Strange occurrences began to plague Clara. Shadows moved in the corners of her vision, whispers echoed in the night, and she felt an unshakable sense of being watched. Desperation drove her to seek help from a local historian named Mr. Delgado, who was well versed in the town's dark history. Mr. Delgado confirmed her worst fears. The film was indeed cursed, and those who watched it were doomed to be seduced by the demon. He revealed that there was only one way to break the curse. Clara had to find and destroy the original reel of the film, which was hidden somewhere in Moreau's abandoned mansion. Armed with this knowledge, Clara ventured to the mansion, a decaying relic hidden deep within the forest. The journey was fraught with peril, the woods seeming to come alive with malevolent energy. Upon reaching the mansion, she was met with an overwhelming sense of dread. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the walls seemed to pulse with an otherworldly presence. Inside, the mansion was a labyrinth of dark corridors and forgotten rooms. Clara navigated through the shadows, her flashlight casting eerie shapes on the walls. The atmosphere was suffocating, each step echoing like a death knell. She finally reached the attic, where she found the original reel of the film, locked in an ornate chest. As she prepared to destroy the reel, Isabella appeared before her, a vision of ethereal beauty and malevolent intent. Isabella pleaded with Clara, her voice a seductive whisper, promising her eternal beauty and power if she spared the film. Clara's resolve wavered, the temptation almost overwhelming. However, Clara remembered the faces of the victims and the suffering caused by the curse. With a final surge of determination, she set the reel on fire. Isabella screamed, her form twisting and contorting as the flames consumed the film. The mansion shook, the walls cracking and crumbling as the demon's grip was broken. Clara barely escaped the collapsing mansion, emerging into the dawn light. The curse was lifted, and the town slowly returned to normal. Yet, the experience had left Clara forever changed. She had glimpsed the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of the world, and the price of seduction was one she would never forget. As the town healed, Clara dedicated herself to ensuring that the film's dark legacy was never forgotten. She became a guardian of its history, warning others of the dangers that lurked within the shadows. For in the end, the price of seduction was a burden that she would carry for the rest of her life.